Hi there, welcome to our e-learning activity and engagement, and I just want to show you this book. I think it's fantastic. I'll put this out on our WeTeach as well, but it's 75 e-learning activities, and there's actually a CD that comes with it that gives you some help documents and things like that. So it's 75 e-learning activities, and it definitely has a lot of great stuff to offer. And so what I wanted to do is show you some of my favorite things that I like to use when it comes to teaching and learning activities. All right. So again, it's 75 e-learning activities by Ryan Watkins. I think I picked it up for like probably 20 bucks or something like that on eBay. If you do a Google search for it, you should be able to find it. So one of the things that we all have our students do in an online class is introduce themselves. And as you probably have read, you know, they're interesting, but it doesn't create a lot of engagement between our students. So here's an icebreaker idea that you might try. Have your students introduce each other online. And sort of the goal of it is that your students will be able to conduct interviews in order to meet online courses. They'll be able to develop online communication skills and build communication skills and interacting with other students. It takes about 2 to 3 days to do, and so you would pair them up. If you have an odd number, you might have to do a little bit of shuffling of that. And each student prepares like 5 questions or so, and then they meet with the person they're paired up with. They can do this via email, a chat room. D2L has a great chat feature. They could also do this in like Google Hangout or even Skype. And so they meet up somehow electronically and ask those questions, and then they would write a 2 to 3 paragraph post about each other. And then I like to have students respond to that. So I might introduce Sally, and Sally introduces me. Again, we meet up in a Google Hangout or a Skype or even just chat or via email. And then I draft that 2 to 3 paragraphs and post it on the online discussion. Again, introducing themselves is part of Quality Matters, but having them introduce each other does create a little bit more of a community, and they get to know their classmates. Another icebreaker is called My First Time. Some of the similar goals, they'll be able to share online learning experiences with this one, which is a little different. They build that sense of community and obviously some online skills. So it takes about 2 to 3 days. You can open that post up, and what you would do as a faculty member is create 5 to 7 first-time online experiences for your students to respond to. So they could be like my first time in an online class, or my first time buying something online, or my first time sending an email, or my first time downloading a software program. So you create those 5 to 7 of them, and then you have students respond to at least 2 or 3 of them. And you want them to give some specific sort of details about what was it like their first time in a class. Maybe what they liked, what they didn't like, what they thought went well, or their first time downloading a software program, which one did they download, why did they have to use it. So basically they will take 2 or 3 of these, or as many as you would like, and they respond to the My First Time, and they create that topic. Again, it's just a different way of introducing students to each other in the class. The third one, which I think is really great, is called Worth 1,000 Words. Again, building a more effective online communication with your students, but this adds that visual element. And so this, again, 2 to 3 days, you kind of open that window up, but you ask students to search the web. So not their personal pictures, but search their web for pictures that reflect their interests, their background. Maybe it's their professional experience if they're non-traditional students, or even education, but pictures that would represent who they are. I would say maybe 2 or 3 pictures each. Then ask them to write a very short paragraph explaining why they chose those pictures. The point is the pictures should lead or demonstrate or reflect who they are. So they shouldn't need a lot of words. Then students can respond to each other's, whether it be the picture or the text. So again, Worth 1,000 words. It does give them some skills on how to upload an image to a discussion board or a file to a discussion board, and that might be something you do a little later in your class. I think it's important to note here that you might have to send directions to students on how to save a picture from the internet. Some of them might not know how to right-click, save as, and the types of formats. So this could take a little bit more as far as directions. But again, 2 to 3 days, open up that window. The students go ahead and search the web for pictures that reflect them, their personality, maybe personal or professional life experiences, and then write a short paragraph about that. Then each student responds to one of the students. Again, you might have to send directions on how to save those pictures from the web. So those are just 3 icebreakers to introduce your students to the online world. I think it definitely engages them a little bit more than just introducing themselves. It also does help meet some of the Quality Matters standards under Standard 1, which is the general overview.